you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. You're going to get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
They will come back positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine. I just do it when I'm under stress. So I know I have a problem and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just, when I'm...
All right, folks. Today we've got a classic courtroom showdown with a shocking twist. A mother is in the hot seat, facing serious federal drug charges after authorities found a massive stash of drugs on her. She's staring down the barrel of a 6-year prison sentence. And her defense? She tells the judge, "I only do it sometimes." Yep, you heard that right, sometimes. Honestly, she seems sincere. But let's be real, does that kind of honesty actually help in federal court? I'm not so sure. What do you think? Does her confession show accountability, or just how deep she's in? If you're into wild courtroom moments like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing what you all think. Let's dive into it.
All right, we're here for sentencing today. According to the plea bargain agreement, she pled no contest to count 2 of the indictment. She applied for deferred adjudication. The state is proceeding only on count 2 according to the plea bargain agreement. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison, and the state is silent on the defendant's application. The court requested that the defendant's criminal history be provided to the court. There were no objections to the court receiving that from the state. Is that correct?
Correct.
And any objections to the court reviewing that?
No, Judge, of course not.
All right. The state is silent. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, of course, Ms. Torres is hoping you'll grant her application for deferred. She's in self-employed cleaning houses. She has several customers that rely on her. She has a few kids. She's just asking for the court to maybe direct her to some outpatient treatment because she believes she needs some help with this problem. And other than that, again, she's just hoping you'll grant her application.
All right. You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Missy Ann Torres.
All right. So you're going to get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
They will come back positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine.
All right. So how often are you using meth?
I only do it when I'm under stress, and I did it because I could get denied for adjudication, so
I'm sorry, what?
I could get denied the application, so I just do it when I'm under stress. So I know I have a problem, and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just, when I'm under stress and I was, really scared, and really under stress. So I don't do it when I go to work. I don't do it, every day, like I said.
I'm calling total BS on this one. When have you ever heard of a meth addict casually saying they only do it sometimes? That's got to be a straight up lie. I mean, come on, meth isn't something you just dabble in on the weekends, like it's no big deal. That stuff is insanely addictive. I've never touched anything like that myself, but from everything I've heard, once you're in here, you're in deep. And if she's lying, which, let's be honest, seems pretty likely, that means there's a real chance she's using around her kids. That's beyond messed up. Kids deserve stability, love, and a safe environment. A parent who's high and out of control. Those kids deserve better, plain and simple. Maybe I'm being harsh, but it really feels like she's just trying to manipulate the judge, hoping her story tugs on some heartstrings. Could I be wrong? Sure, but more often than not, this kind of thing is just someone trying to game the system. What do you all think? Drop your thoughts below, and let's get back into it.
So how many children do you have? What are their ages?
11, 8, and 9.
And where are they now?
2 of them are with their dad, and 1 is with my grandma.
All right. With your grandmother, so their great grandmother?
Yes.
All right. So, do you help take care of your children?
Yes.
How often?
I see them every other weekend, and I don't pay child support, but I pay them. My exes, and I have my daughter. My daughter is with me.
No, you just said your daughter is with the
Yeah,
great
but
grandmother.
I live with my grandmother.
All right.
I help take care of her. She
Right.
helps me take care of her.
Okay. So one, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be cleaning houses
Okay.
because of the nature of this offense. And two, I don't think it's appropriate for you right now to be taking care of your children.
That's why I'm asking for help, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
That's why I was asking for help, Your Honor. That's why
All right, your help is not going to be outpatient treatment if I grant this application for deferred adjudication. So you're going into custody today.
Okay.
All right. So it's just a matter of what I'm going to do with you. I will tell you the court's issue, and if you want to address this, I know the state is proceeding on count 2 of possession, but she had a lot of drugs with her.
No.
So I don't understand, if you're working homes, then why do you have a scale with you? Because that's, according to this, you had drugs, you had a scale in your purse, and there were baggies totaling 32.0 grams.
Well, Your Honor, I was a heavy user back then, and it was.
Oh, you're not, I tell you what, I don't think, and if I'm wrong, correct me, I don't think you were using 32 grams of meth.
It was only 28.
No, you have meth here for 4.964 grams, and you also have meth for 27.459 grams. And what you pled to in count 2 was a possession 4 to 200 grams. So this is not a possession 1 to 4. So we're talking about 27 grams. And according to the stipulations, that what was found in your bag, it says, I searched her bag, and inside a Paris Hilton makeup bag box were baggies, a scale, and crystal-like substance inside a cut, vacuum sealed bag. That's from your Paris Hilton makeup bag.
Baggies, a scale, and hard drugs, including H. Yeah, sure, she's definitely just using when she's stressed, right? I mean, maybe she's just like a bodybuilder meal prepping her meth for later. Because hey, when you take your addiction seriously, organization is key, right? Honestly, that might be the most ridiculous defense I've ever heard. But hey, it's still somehow better than claiming she only uses casually because nobody with a scale, baggies, and enough product to stock a small pharmacy is just dabbling. Props to the judge for seeing straight through the nonsense. This woman literally swore under oath and then delivered what has to be one of the worst lies in courtroom history. Sure, proving perjury isn't always easy, but come on, it's so obvious she's not being honest. She'd be better off just owning up to it instead of spinning this weak narrative. The truth might actually help her more than this sad attempt at damage control. Anyway, let's dive back in and see how this train wreck continues.
So what I had, the meth was it was double bagged in a sandwich bag. So yes, ma'am, I know it was 20, but it's because that was my personal. I didn't have any other. And last time I went, they tried to only give me which was 14 grams. So I had to.
No, what I'm telling you is, they said the baggie found in Robert's pocket tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 6.12 grams.
That wasn't mine.
No. I'm not saying that was yours. So the 6.12 grams that were found in his pocket, they're saying that was his. It was in his pocket. But the baggie, which was found in Missy's purse, tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 32.09 grams. Now, mind you, what they do in the field, I already know that testing drugs in the field are not legal for court. So I'm not considering the weight and what they said in the field. I'm considering what has been given to me for laboratory reports. So this was the professionals testing it, not a presumptive. And it says 27.459 grams was the net weight of the meth that you had in your Paris Hilton bag.
Yes, Your Honor. And I will say that I used to use a whole ounce within 2 to 3 days. So I was a heavy user. And they, like I said, they tried to give me half of that the last time. And right now it's going for $250. So if I'm paying $250, I wanted the whole thing. I wanted to make sure. I'm just being honest, and I'm sorry. Excuse me for being.
No, I want you to be honest, and I want you to be transparent.
I'm sorry for being transparent, but it's something that I feel like I worked for my money, and I didn't want just to get gypped again. I can promise you I didn't sell anything. It was because I've been gypped many times. So I did get it. Now it was double bagged because I don't know, that's the way they gave it to me. I can't, and it is my mistake, and I'm taking full responsibility. But I wasn't selling drugs. I wouldn't. Like I said, I have a job, and I only back then I was, a heavy user where I would just do it before work, after work, and I didn't have my children in my life. Now I do have my children back in my life, and I'm trying to be a good mom. So I thank you for, giving me an inpatient program.
Well, no. I'm not saying I'm going to give you
Oh, no,
inpatient.
sorry.
What I'm saying is that you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. So it's very important that you be 100% honest with me, because I'm telling you, the state proceeded on a possession, but the amount of drugs you had and the way they were packaged, that's concerning for the court. So you're saying that you just bought a bunch of meth and you were saving it up for use?
So I would use within 2 to 3 days. That was all my personal. Like I said, they tried to sell me half of that one time, and I went back to the same person, but I said, I'm gonna weigh it myself to make sure I'm getting the right amount, because I'm an addict. I'm sorry, I am. And we're not.
So you travel with your own scale?
Well, at the time I did, because like I said, I've been gypped, and when you're an addict, that's all you think of, just how to get, make sure you're getting what you need.
Are you guys actually buying this? Because I'm not even close. I mean, seriously, even if I were doing heavy drugs like this defendant, there is no way I'd be walking around with baggies and a scale. That's basically asking to get locked up. Just having the drugs alone is already a felony. But when you throw in packaging tools and a scale, that's a one-way ticket to trafficking or distribution charges. Legally, it's like waving a giant red flag that says, yep, I'm selling this stuff. You don't even need to say ITER. Backpack full of evidence already did the talking. That's when things go from bad to way worse in court. So what do you guys think? Is she just that reckless? Or is she playing the system, hoping the court buys this I only use sometimes excuse? Or maybe it's both reckless and manipulative? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And let's keep it moving. She's about to get sentenced, and it's about to get real.
And honestly, I can see where I made my mistake, but I won't. I'm being honest with you. It was my skeleton measure, so my personal, that's it. And I don't know if Robert would tell you that was my personal as well. Like, I mean, I don't want to call him or anything, but you can if you want to. But he would tell you that's what I used to pick up.
Oh, no, I'm not going to be calling Robert, because Robert probably has a case of his own.
Right. But I'm saying Robert can tell you too, within 3 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, really, it would have been gone, and I would have been back doing it again. Now I don't. It was kind of like a stress thing. And
where did you get your drugs to use today before you came to court?
Just an old friend. I hadn't talked to him since, and it was on Saturday when I knew it was, coming, and I guess I felt,
Can I say something? I think the fact that she would actually go out and do the same drugs that she's about to get sentenced for in a couple of days, I think really speaks to the fact that she has a serious addiction problem that I think only rehab can treat. And if you decide that's ISF or SATF or SAFE, we understand that, but I think she really needs treatment.
All right, this is what the court is there anything else for me to say? All right, this is what the court is going to do. I see that she hasn't been to prison before. I'm going to find her guilty, sentence her to 6 years in the prison, the therapeutic community. There's to be no contact with Robert Marble. Give her credit for any time served, and I'll retain jurisdiction.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little torn on whether 6 years is truly fair in this case. Yeah, she was caught with hard drugs, baggies, a scale, the works, so the evidence points pretty clearly toward distribution. And I get it, these are serious crimes with serious consequences. But at the same time, addiction is a brutal thing. It's not always as simple as right and wrong when someone's battling something that strong. Maybe the time behind bars will give her a chance to reflect, get clean, and actually turn her life around. In a weird way, this sentence could end up being the best thing that ever happens to her. Sometimes hitting rock bottom is what it takes to finally start climbing back up. But I also can't stop thinking about her kids. 6 years is a long time for a child to grow up without their mom, and no matter what she did, those kids didn't ask for this. They're the ones who are going to carry that pain the longest. So what do you all think? Was this too harsh? Not harsh enough? Or exactly what was needed? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's jump back in to see how she reacts when the sentence drops.
Okay.
And you can explain to her what that means. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. I'll tell them. So here's the thing. When I say that I'm going to retain jurisdiction, what that means is they're going to take you to prison. If you're following the rules at the prison, if you're working on yourself, because they have programs at the prison, your attorney can file a motion. It's called shock probation. Back when I was growing up, they would have scared straight programs. So shock probation is sort of a scared straight program. So hopefully when you go to prison, you will clear your mind.
Yes.
The drug use or the addiction that you have, the craving that you have will be lifted. And if you are doing what you're supposed to do at the prison, if there are no bad reports at the prison, when your attorney comes back for a request for shock probation, I will strongly consider it. So while you're at the prison, you have 180 days. That's when he needs to bring it back before me before that time period. So you're going to do 6 months. And if you are doing well, if there are no write-ups against you, then the court will strongly consider giving you probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, I mean, these are going to be choices that you make. It's going to be completely up to you whether or not I strongly consider giving you probation. Your attorney will explain it to you further, but any programs that they have at the prison, like the therapeutic community, to address your issue, you need to take it. I know they have parenting classes at the jail. I don't know how long the transfer will be, but you need to take advantage of that. When you see people come before me and they've gone to anger management class, they've done parenting classes, they've availed themselves of everything at the jail and everything at the prison, that is what you need to do. You need to immediately sign up for it. If for some reason there's overcrowding and they don't give it to you, it would be better for you to have signed up for it than to just throw up your hands and say, I'm not trying. Do you understand?
Yes.
And next time, if you have a case before any judge, don't use before coming to court. You understand? But I do appreciate your honesty, but you're going to have to get your life in order. Otherwise, children is going to be without their mom. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now that the judge has handed down the full sentence, I honestly feel like this was the right call. Judge Boyd, in my opinion, is one of the more balanced and fair judges out there, and this decision really reflects that. Even though the defendant straight up lied to her face, the sentence still leaves room for redemption. She could be out in 6 months with good behavior. That's honestly a win. Considering how serious the charges were and how obvious the evidence was, at the same time, we've got to remember that addiction can seriously cloud judgment. It leads people to lie, make reckless decisions, and ignore the consequences even when they're staring them in the face. It's a rough situation all around, but sometimes tough love is exactly what's needed to spark real change. I really hope she uses this time to get her life back on track for her own sake, and especially for her kids. They deserve a stable, present mom, and maybe this sentence will be the wake-up call that gets her there. That's going to wrap it up for this one. Let me know what you thought about the hearing and the sentencing down in the comments. Was it fair? Too harsh? Not enough? I love reading what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more courtroom content like this, and drop any recommendations for future hearings you'd like to see covered. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.